Yeah, maybe we should just do it tomorrow.
You think so?
I'm fucking beat.
Oh, okay.
I pranked the fuck out of Mike.
Oh,
I pranked the fuck out of Mike. I pranked the fuck out of him. I fucking rocked his ass. So, why don't you give your take on how that went down?
Okay, so no. My take on this story is I brought a great friend of mine into my workplace. And the last thing you want to do when you hire a friend is have that. Well, the last thing you want them to do.
The last thing you want to have happen.
Yes. Wow. Okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
But so I go home. I leave my shift early. I got a party to attend to, my niece's graduation party, and this guy is supposed to close. Mm-hmm. What he does is he starts texting me. He goes, "I can't handle this."
This is right after he walked out the door.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So no, but I didn't even see it till I got home.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. Something like that.
Something like that.
Anyhow, I'm sitting there and he's texting me the whole time going, "This isn't my vibe, man. I can't stand
do this.
Yeah, I'm gonna snap. I'm either gonna knock someone out or I got a bump." So I'm sitting at this graduation party with my whole family and I'm like, I can't believe this shit.
Which is crazy because in my mind doing it, I was thinking, there's no way Mike will fucking believe that I actually left. But I sold it pretty well considering the circumstances. Like I added a couple little details in that made it seem legitimate. Even one was preemptive while you were still there. Like I set the tone for it, like acting like I was frustrated that you were leaving. I remember even when you left, you came up to me like, "All right, dude, I'm about to bump." I was like, "All right, thanks for nothing."
Yeah, you said that.
And we didn't talk again.
Yeah.
You left after that.
Before that, you even said something that kind of alluded.
Right. When the other person walked in, I was like, "Oh, fuck, here we go."
And there was another part where you looked at the tips and there was only like $20. You're like, "How am I going to pay my rent?"
Yeah. How am I going to pay my fucking rent
and
now,
I was
dude?
like, "How about your double your?"
And I kept doing this too. I kept like putting the money in my hand and be like,
yeah. I know that's a joke.
Right.
But you gave yourself up eventually.
Yes.
You gave me an out.
It went on for about an hour though.
It went on for a long time, a long enough time to where I was like walking back and forth. I sat on my front porch away from the party, trying to get a hold of other people to see if they'd come in and work.
And I gotta say, everything could not have been going smoother at the plate. Like everything was on point. Everyone was having fun. We were taking care of business. There was no problems whatsoever. But Mike was in a tizzy.
Yeah, why would you stress me out like that? I'm already stressed out enough.
I didn't think that it would hit you that hard.
Well, it did, dude. Well, you know what? The party exacerbated it.
Right.
Because I'm like shaking hands and, giving hugs.
You had to act like you were fine.
Yes,
you had to put on a front.
But then I'd go inside and cover my head with my hands.
Right.
Like, oh,
stress
my
the
God.
fuck out facing time. So it was the perfect storm. And it worked out perfectly. One of my best pranks ever. I think one of the best pranks.
I'll get you back. And yeah. I will get you back.
I'm waiting for it. I can't wait. So anyways, welcome to the Twin Towers podcast. This is episode 6. We're here. You might be asking yourself a few questions. Number 1, why does it look darker in the room? Number 2, why does Cody look all slimy? And number 3, what's up with the fit this week?
Why do you look slimy?
I get it. I mean, I just took a hot fucking shower. So we got a little thrown off this week. I mean, we have our Tuesday routine. We usually tape around 3 o'clock, but what you gonna do when shit hits the fan? Are you gonna stand and fight like a man, or are you gonna get your bodyguard?
Is that Eminem?
Yes. So I had to work today. We had an emergency. I had to go in. We had to shift things around. I didn't know if it would work out. Honestly, Mike, if you said you couldn't do it, I was gonna say no.
Yeah.
If you said no, I can't do it later.
I just wanted to make sure the energy was here.
All right.
But as soon as when I sat in that chair, you guys can't see it. There's a little nice recliner right there. I sat in that chair and I was getting really tired.
And the hot shower didn't do me any favors.
Dude, I was getting so tired in that chair that I was about to have a panic attack.
It sucked the energy out of me.
So I had to go downstairs and make sure I was okay and, just wander.
We're going to be fine. I'm having a beer on screen. Fucking sue me, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. Once we get in these
chairs, it's different. It's different. Mm-hmm. So
the whole vibe shifts.
So 315 views.
Crazy.
Already?
Last week, our benchmark was 200. We smashed it. We got 266 by Tuesday. This week, I was tracking it again. And as of tonight, and we got a little extra time. We got another extra 4 hours or whatever. But still, over 300. You guys are watching, man. I don't know who you are. I don't know why you are, but you're watching.
So I found out what makes a YouTube view, basically. you have to click on it and watch for 30 seconds, and then it counts as a view.
So if you click off within 30, it doesn't...
According to Google.
Okay,
Who
so you
knows
looked
if
it up.
that's true or not?
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, look it. I said it last week. Say it again. This started from nothing. Our first week, we got 66. We're climbing. We have yet to decrease yet. We've been going up. It's gonna flatten out at some point. It has to flatten out. I mean, it can't. We can't just be on a linear.
4 billion views.
It would just be nuts if we just steadily climb to 1 million.
Every week it goes up 100. So
Right.
when we're 79 years old, we're at like 200,000.
It would be insane. I mean, I hope that's what happens. I don't know, but I mean,
But it wouldn't even be worth it at that point.
No, it'd be crazy. It'd be funny to see if we're still doing this when we're 79.
Oh, we'll have to.
I think so.
You know how
we're-
people don't do that when they get older? Like, we're always going to be friends. When we get old, we're going to live in a house together.
Right. It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen ever.
Well, think about the fact that, and I don't know if anyone caught this, but there's a little throwback post that I threw on the YouTube page.
Oh, God.
Mikey was looking sickly and white and nerdy.
I still do.
Weird Al. You had the glow up of the century, dude.
Really?
You look like a sexy model now compared to the...
Well, don't compare it to that.
Yeah,
That was a bad day for me.
It's a bad angle in addition to...
And you said I had lens crafters
Lens
glasses.
crafters, and you had like a carrot top style dude.
No.
Yeah, you did.
I did not have a carrot top.
I have
head.
this weird like face on, or I'm like, but I have the Nirvana shirt with the flannel over.
Oh,
You
you're
got
the
Nirvana
rebel,
shirt.
and
Right,
I'm the
yeah.
nerd. What did
I
Pete
look
Calculus write
sexy.
on there?
I don't know. It's something about.
She wrote, "Oh, you taking cans back to pay nerdy Mike to do your homework?" It's like, okay.
So she got the vibe. Of
All
the
I
pic.
wrote was, "Wow."
Speaking of posts, last night I was feeling a little ballsy, so I decided to throw up an IG post with a questionnaire, and I literally said, anything you want, say anything, and you will guaranteed to be on the podcast, episode 6. I didn't get a single response, nothing whatsoever. So that tells me that
I don't think you worded it correctly.
I probably didn't. Whoever these 315 people are, they're not my Instagram followers.
Good.
Because,
That's probably a good thing.
yeah, fuck them. I don't really care. But I was hoping that we could have like some fan mail type shit.
Well, we got who's the guy from Brisbane? Glenn.
Oh, shout outs to the
Plato,
Australian
or-
guy, yeah, who just randomly
I
found us.
thought that was very cool.
I don't know. I just something about tonight. I just feel like something's gonna go wrong. Like it's gonna stop recording, or this is gonna like something just doesn't.
It's because we're not on our normal schedule.
And not only that, it's like double time because not only are we fucking taping late, which is weird. I work today, which is weird. This place is fucking throwing me
Yeah.
off. Like there's nothing on the walls. The move is happening, guys. We might have one more episode here. We might not. The new spot's coming together well. We're going to have a nice place to tape at, so no worries. Nothing will get interrupted. Nothing will be interfered with. But yeah, it's creepy in here, dude. Like,
It is. It's like almost a haunted house.
it's fucking weird as shit. I hate it so much.
You know when you first move into a place, that's basically what it looks
Yeah.
like.
The only thing left on the walls is fat heads.
I didn't care. As long as I got a couch in my apartment, I'm like, fine. I'm like, cool.
And the weird thing was that I noticed about it was like it didn't like yes, if I look at the walls, I notice, but like when I'm just sitting here, like it really doesn't. All that excess bullshit is literally just window dressing. Like it means nothing. Like it
It felt necessary. Now
it did feel necessary, but
now it
now
feels
it's
like
like
a serial
what
killer's
was all that
apartment.
extra? It's very sparse.
If I came in here and all I saw was Tampa Bay Buck stuff, all
randomly
nothing
placed,
else.
yes, just very
and
oddly.
you live in Lockport.
Yeah, oddly placed shit too. But the move's happening. I'm not gonna lie to the fans. I'm fucking spent. This bachelor lifestyle is wearing me the fuck out because I'm moving every day. Becker's wringing me out like a fucking wet towel, and not only that, which by the way, I had to close on my own
You
tonight.
don't mean
We're not
that.
supposed to talk. No, not at all. I don't mean that. I'm having a great time at Becker. I love Becker Farms, but we're not supposed to talk about work shit probably. But I did have to close independently today. So if in the newspaper tomorrow you hear that a very well-known establishment burned to the ground,
Oh, jeez.
it wasn't my fucking
Now
fault.
you're giving me stress.
They should. We might have to take a ride up there after the
It
fucking
might not
show.
be a bad idea.
I'll go with you, honestly. Like we can go if you want to
Well,
go.
I didn't
And
drive here today, so
True, I'll have to drive. But anyway, everything's fine. Mike coached me through. I had him on the line. We got through it.
I was in the shower.
Yeah.
Is that
No, it's not gay.
okay?
And if it was, it wouldn't matter because
But
we've
if you
already
were in the shower
established.
talking to a girl and she wasn't aware that you were in the shower,
That'd be a little weird.
right?
I showered when we got back here. You saw me in my
But
towel.
I wasn't on the phone with you or in the
Yo,
shower.
I'm gonna go get a cig.
Peephole.
Yeah, but I don't know. We've already established that we're gay brothers without the sex, which is funny because, the way things are unfolding lately, I've had a chance with everything that's going on. It's been a crazy month, moving out and all the crazy stories that have been told on this podcast. I've had a chance to kind of look back and reflect on shit, and I've noticed something, and this is going to sound really cheap, and I'm very aware of that, but I'm going to say it anyway because I find it to be true. I have noticed that in my life, over the course of my life, I just attract issues and problems. And it's not because I want issues or problems. It's just my energy is either really fucking annoying or really fucking you like it. But there's really not a lot in between. Like I seem to...
You do go from 0 to 100 pretty quick.
Right, and I seem to have problems where, I don't jive with people the right way sometimes. And things just happen. Like people want to beat me up, or they want to fucking fuck me politically, or they want me to be off their turf. Whatever the case may be. They just don't... They don't... Oh, shit.
What, I give you the side eye?
Yes, you did. You certainly did. But anyway, point being, I've noticed this over the course of my life, and I'm noticing it come to a head now because I think it's fair to say that I've developed a little bit of an attitude over the past couple weeks. I don't know if it's the podcast. I don't know if... Well, I don't really know what it is, but...
Dude, it's us together.
It's certainly palpable. I think people are sensing... So anyway, last week... Oh, I won't even be able to read any of the text because my phone's recording, but last week there was this big, dramatic, mind-blowing, earth-shattering story about this napkin number shit. Well, it didn't take long for shit to hit the fan. I think it lasted 8 days. Shit hit the fan. I blew it up. It's over. I'll probably never speak to her again.
So, yes, what happened?
So it's really simple. Our energies were just conflicting. And I don't give a fuck because fuck her, but nothing against her, but I'm just saying fuck her. I'm not going to let her have influence on what I say. But the point is, the energy was there that night to capitalize on. Like, it should have been a thing where we're fucking tonight, or we're hanging out tonight, or I shouldn't say it that way, but whatever. We should have capitalized on it in the moment, right? Because the energy was there. As the days went on, the more she knew about me and the more I knew about her, the more apparent it was that this is not going to
So at least you guys didn't fake it. Because a lot of people fake it.
Well, most of that's on me. Because I certainly had 2 roads to take. There was a fork in the road. I could have rode this out, and I could have probably been a little more adaptable and presentable, but I just decided I'm just going to shoot from the hip because...
So what were you saying?
Oh, man, what did I say? Okay, so how did this go? I wish I had my phone on me, but so she sent me a picture of herself, and she was like, I got really sunburned. So it was like a picture of her bare chest, but like it wasn't showing anything, but it was like tan
in a
line.
Bikini?
Not even. She didn't have a top on, but like it was cut off. It wasn't explicit. Like it was a PG-13.
Okay.
But I was like, oh wow, like though, like you're kind of turning me on or something along those lines. And she kind of went with it at that point and was like, oh yeah, like you should come over. Like I was like, yeah, you look like you did get fucking rocked though. You should get some aloe vera. And she was like, come rub it on me.
Okay, why weren't you there rubbing it on?
So then I was like, don't play with me because I'll pull up right now with a full tanker truck of aloe vera. Like I literally was about to go to Rite Aid and get a big ass. I was about to do it. And then the conversation kind of spiraled out of control to the point where then I said something like, I know what happened. Then she started saying like, oh no, it's late. You live an hour away. You probably shouldn't. I was like, all right, well, don't fuck with me because I really will roll up. So next time, she was like, well, do you want to hang out this week sometime? Maybe next week. And I was like, well, I have a really busy weekend next week. She was like, maybe next week during the weekdays. I was like, all right, but I'm going to let you know right now. Don't fucking float it out there unless you're ready to fucking get busy. That's how I said it.
Wow.
And she said, what do you mean get busy?
This is explicit.
She said, what do you mean get busy? And I said, don't be stupid
Dude.
You know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because this is after 8 days of texting, I thought I'd establish this sort of rapport.
Is that like 2 dates worth? Then you can get your first kiss?
Right. But wait till you hear
Did you say get explicit?
No, I didn't say that. I said get busy.
Oh.
And then she said, what does get busy mean? And then I said, you know what it means. Don't be stupid. And then she said, do you think we're going to have sex the first time we meet? And I said, no, I don't think that. I don't even care about that. That means nothing to me. I don't give a fuck about that. She goes, okay, well, just so you know, I'm a really strong woman, and that's not the way I get down.
Immediately I'm out.
Right. It was like, is this a Destiny's Child video? Like, I'm fucking, this is over. Like, and that night, I had texted you and said, this napkin number thing got blown way out of proportion. Like, this was not that big.
I think we blew it out of proportion.
We blew it way out of proportion. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was like, okay, so what? I went and gave a girl my fucking number? Get over yourself. Who gives a fuck?
Well,
yes, it was fucking, there was kind of crazy, but at the same time, who cares, dude? And it's like, she wasn't Jessica fucking Alba. Like, I mean, whatever. She was a hot chick, I guess, and she... Whatever.
I guess.
It just wasn't that big of a deal, dude. But at the same time, that same night, I had texted Andy, and he said, I watched the rest of the podcast. How's things going? And I said, dude, honestly, I don't even know. I'm fucking over it at this point. Like, the energy was there. It's been a fucking week now. I don't even remember what she looks like. I said this the night before.
Right.
So then the whole thing happens where she's like, do you think we're going to have sex the first time? I was like, no, I don't think that. It's not even important to me. And she was like, all right, well, I'm a strong woman. And blah, 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 blah. That really offended me. So then I wrote something back that was probably over the line. And I was like, I don't even know what the fuck I said.
I'm not offended by a strong woman. I just don't want her to have muscles.
I'm not offended by that either, but it's just like...
Well, I don't even mind muscles either. Whatever.
But then she said something else.
What if she meant I'm a strong woman as like, I'm jacked? You just haven't...
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck she meant. It doesn't matter what she meant. Because,
I know what she meant.
Because then I said, I made myself clear. I was like, look, it's texting. Shit gets misconstrued. And this is what I know what I said. I said, I'm not going to sit here and... Oh, no, what did I said? Fuck.
I'm not going to sit here and take no shit.
No, I didn't say that.
From some broad.
I was like, let me make this clear. I'm not just talking to you to try and have sex with you. I don't give a fuck about that. Like, I'm not. It's not that important to me.
You're
but
lying, though, right?
At the same time,
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here, and I said this all, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's not a factor. Like, I'm physically attracted to you, and you're fucking flirting with me. You're showing me your fucking tan lines. You're telling me to come rub aloe on you. It's like, don't get offended at me because I brought up the word sex. Like, we're fucking 30-some-odd years old. She's younger, but whatever. Then she was like, all right, well... I need to think about how this conversation went, and it really rubbed me the wrong way. And I was like, okay, well, go ahead. Don't overthink it. And then the next day, she texted me and was like, so after thinking about it, I just realized that I really don't know if I want to pursue this any farther because I don't really like being talked to that way, and I want to be shown respect, and that's the main thing I'm looking for.
Good for her.
And I said... Well, I've been nothing but respectful to you and nice this whole time.
Minus the get busy comment.
And then I said, I was fucking with you, and I thought that you were smart enough to realize that I was fucking around, but if you're that offended, you should probably part company right now because it's only going to get worse from here. That was just a little sample of what's to come. And then she was like, well, I'm a very strong woman, and I'm not going to let any man tell me how to feel or what. And I was like, this fucking bitch is
Yeah,
me.
I mean, we're not against strong women. Like, strong women rock.
No, we're not. But when you're already hitting me with that, when nothing happened, it's like you have a problem with men, obviously, and you're entitled, and you think that you need to be talked to like a dainty little flower. Like, well, I'm not allowed to joke around with you. Also, you brought up you are sending me pictures of your fucking chest and telling me to come rub aloe on you, but then I say the word get busy, and I'm the shithead. Then I get scolded. It's like, go fuck yourself.
Get busy.
You're gonna act like
busy.
you're gonna act like you weren't taking in that direction. So she's a fucking fraud, and not to mention.
Oh, well, come on.
I don't give a fuck.
Well.
Fuck her. She's a fucking fraud. She's uptight. I'm not uptight. And I said that to her. I was like, she said, I wanted to be treated with respect. That's the most important thing. And I said, well, the most important thing to me is to not be judged and not have a situation where I'm having a conversation with someone where it's strict and uptight the whole time. I like to have fun. So if you've already decided that you're that offended, then yeah. You should do that.
That's a good call to drop
and
out.
I just said, I'm not mad at you. And it was nice meeting you regardless. It was a fun night.
Love for you. Do your thing, girl.
And then she said, okay, well, good luck. And I said, all right, take care. Peace out.
Okay, well, flash forward 5 years and you're on a yacht.
So she's not going to be my wife or the mother of my kids. I'll never see
You
her
don't
again.
know that for sure, though. I mean, you ever see those movies from the early 2000s when the guy sees the girl that he used to go to high school with and they reconnect when they're both married?
The point is, what a fucking waste.
Come on!
Because what a fucking waste. Because like we mentioned last week, that was the 1 out of 100 times where I would do something like that.
Yeah.
And it's already up in
So it
flames.
probably taught you a lesson there. Never do that again.
I already wasn't going to do it again. But yeah, it definitely taught me a lesson to never fucking do that again. Because, look here's the deal. I'm not gonna go along with a bunch of bullshit. Like if I see someone being a hypocrite or like, yes, I could have been nicer about that, or I could have been softer about that. But it's like I said, it's only gonna get worse from here. Like if I fake it now, it's gonna get gradually more authentic as it goes on. So it's like I might as well be me now and be how I'm gonna really be now. And if she's really that uptight and can't fucking handle a couple little jokes, then it wasn't gonna fucking work out.
Yeah, no. And unlike Blink-182, girl that I can train. You can't train someone that's already in that age bracket.
Best wishes to her.
You shouldn't train anybody anyways.
Right.
Stupid.
Best wishes to her. No hard feelings. I'm not mad at her.
No hard feelings.
I'm not mad at her. I don't care. I'm glad that we reached that point. It's unfortunate that we didn't even get to hang out or anything.
Well,
but
are you bidding her adieu now?
yeah, fuck her. She's beat.
Well, you just...
She doesn't get another chance to talk to me.
No, you can say goodbye to her.
Yes, goodbye. Adios, my friend. Have a good life. I hope everything works out for you. I hope you have a rich and bountiful life. I hope you meet someone that's a pussy and kowtows to every whim you have and walks on eggshells for you and doesn't want to fucking rock the boat at all. I hope you have fun with that.
That's Aaliyah.
At the same time, you could have had one of the hosts of the Twin Towers podcast and you passed it up. So, hey, that's your fucking problem. You're going to have to live with that. Exactly. So moving on from that, anyway, my point is simply this. That situation was blown way out of proportion on all levels. Not only in the sense of what it meant to me, but what it actually was and the ripple effect it had through the environment. It was retarded. We shouldn't ever be that hyped up about something. It was dumb. We should never be that hyped up about something stupid like that again. It's time to check ourselves at the door and realize that, you know,
okay. Well, at least
it is what it is.
At least you didn't dox her like you doxed yourself on YouTube.
Of course. And, you know, and it's like I told her, it was actually that night was actually a fun experience. I'll never forget that. It was a cool ass night.
You'll remember that for the rest of your life.
100%.
For sure.
So, best wishes.
I hope. Well, let's talk about you doxing yourself because I thought that was really funny.
So, me and Mike were fucking around, and how much can I say about...
Well, hold on. Last thing on the napkin story.
Yes.
Cody wrote his name preemptively on a bunch of napkins.
My idea is to get a stamp. Well, that was Mike's idea, is to get a stamp so that I can just stamp napkins.
He can just walk by a table of women and just stamp.
So that way when a bus of 30 hotties rolls in to get slushies, I can just stamp 30 napkins real quick and dole them out.
I mean, hey, one of them's got a bite. It's like going fishing, right? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
I'm kidding. But anyways, he posts a photo of his number
Yes,
on
I posted it on
napkin.
YouTube. I was like, hey, you never know what could happen. 2 days away, we're
You
recording.
should have kept it up now. Maybe someone would have bid on it.
Maybe, but it had my real number on it, and Mike was like, dude, that's your number. Like, take that off. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even think about
You'd
it.
be getting pranks from Al Jazeera.
I didn't even think about that.
That's not even a place, really.
That's
Afghanistan.
how. So that made me realize, like, a lot of times, like, I'll be doing something, and then you'll kind of be like curtailing me a little bit. Like, dude, you know, keep it in the lane. Like, don't go too far. You kind of watch over me a little bit, and I'll be thinking, like, dude, come on, do you think I'm dumb? Like, I know what I'm doing here. That showed me, yes, I am dumb, and it's a good thing he's around, because if he wasn't, who knows the dumb shit I would do that would just be out there, and I would have no idea even how dumb what I was doing was.
Well, yeah, especially under the influence of your Zen.
Yeah, well, that's the
Because
problem.
we ended up stopping out after last week, and there was a little issue.
Oh, my God.
Not
That was a
huge
whole nother
issue.
thing.
Well, it could be a huge issue. Who knows if there's people waiting to destroy us and kill us.
There could be a gang of D's waiting to jump us.
D's.
Yes.
Does it rhyme with Mike?
It does.
Okay,
So,
wow.
basically, I don't know. We went to the chop shop after the podcast
Well,
last
let's
week.
not drop names, but we did go there.
Right, and we got wings, and we had a good time.
And it's Chop's shop.
We ran into this crew. I don't want to tell this story.
Okay, well,
I really don't.
you kind of have to.
I'm not going to be able to tell this in a nice way. This is going to sound
Okay,
fucked
well,
up.
there were 2 women.
Right.
I'm trying to make it so it's not offensive
It's going to be offensive.
because I don't want anyone.
It's going to be offensive.
It's going to be offensive. Okay.
Put it this way. Just like with the napkin girl, I snapped. I kept it 100. I hit her with my shady Patrice vibes, and she didn't like it.
No, and she didn't want to be talked to by any man right then.
Right. She just wanted to enjoy her wings.
Her friend was fine, though.
Her friend was fine. Her friend
Yeah.
subscribed to the channel.
No way.
Yeah. I went on her page and subscribed to our page from her page. So her friend is fine. I'm checking the camera and the recording. Continue.
So, yeah. Anyways, that was the experience at Chop Shop. I don't even know if we did anything else after last episode.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, yeah. We went back to my place. As per usual. And we have patches coming in now. Logos for hats. So
Yeah,
hopefully
shout
in
out
the
to
near
our
future-
girl Smashes. She hooked up the patches, Smashes with the patches. She did her thing. They're looking good. And to thank her for that, last night I went through her entire Instagram
Over 100 likes.
and liked every single post. It took me about 12.5 minutes to do this, but I wanted to show her my appreciation, and I couldn't think of a better way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Another like on each one.
Right.
And sometimes you got that photo that only has 3 likes, and that 4th like matters.
The funny part was when I sent this to you, like I stumbled upon one of hers from years ago where she was like doing like a podcast.
Yeah, a TV. I never saw that in my life. I've never scrolled that back.
We should watch that.
Yeah, we should.
Look, this is going to be the weirdest episode we've done yet because I can say from my perspective, I feel off kilter. I had a weird day. It's late at night. I don't even know what I said about that napkin story. I hope I didn't say anything bad. I can't control myself.
Well,
I can't control myself. I
gotta
cannot
get-
be controlled.
got to get it under control, man.
I can't, especially on the podcast. The podcast
I'm going to have your dad sit here next
that
time.
would suck. I mean, the podcast is making a lot of waves. There's people watching it that we're not even thinking of. It's causing trouble out there. There's problems brewing.
Well, are there?
I think so. I think there's stuff going on behind the scenes that we might not exactly know about. But at the same time, let's get on to another topic.
What? No. What does that mean?
It's not worth going into. We're going to leave a lot of cliffhangers out there for the fans this week. But we were at work on that day. I see clearly Joe Biden dropped out of the race. We all knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And I think he probably dropped out because of what I said last week on the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You wonder why we had over 300 views.
Exactly. Like once he heard that he was going to get, as you said, SOHOT.
I didn't say that.
You did say.
All right, don't put
I
that
said,
on me.
No. I said the word, and then you tried to spell it and spelled it wrong and said SOHOT.
Yeah, that's how I.
So
I don't
hot.
want any trace coming back to this pod.
Biden needs to get so hot.
So hot that no one can not vote for him.
Right, exactly. So
What
the
if he
big-
got really hot all of a sudden and he put back in the race?
So here's the
He's all
question.
jacked and tan.
The big question is, you know what? I'm just going to do this now. I apologize to the napkin girl if you happen to see this.
Dude,
whatever
you
I
can't take
said,
back what you said.
I'm really
Fuck
sorry.
her, man.
I'm really.
You can't keep going back every 5 seconds.
I'm starting to feel bad. I'm really starting to feel
You
bad.
can't delete what you said.
And I couldn't, dude. And when we're done, I'll show you the actual text because they're nuts. All I could think of was like, I'm a lady, independent. It's like, all right, bitch.
I just picture like someone in Buffalo that's at a coffee shop in the morning and really libertarian or liberal.
The funny part was like we did our issue. I can't believe we're back on this. Our issue wasn't even about the man shit. And she went out of her way to say, I'm not going to let any man tell me what's what. And
At least
what
she didn't call you a boy.
It was like, bitch, I'll knock you out, son. Don't get knocked out.
Man, you are wild on this microphone, bro.
All right. I am sorry, though. I hope we can be friends.
And he threatened me on his podcast? that's a threat.
I met this guy. He was a dick to me, and then he said he was going to knock me out.
But not directly to me. But.
Yeah, honestly, I hope she has a good life. Anyway, Biden. Who's going to be the next Democratic candidate?
It's going to be Kamala Harris.
She's going to get rocked.
I know. I agree.
She's going to get fucking
Everyone's
rocked.
like, she raised $100 million in a day. Okay.
Yeah, so that's nothing.
it's
Trump has
a
that
lot
in
to
his
me.
wallet right now. That's nothing.
Trump didn't even take donations. Oh, he did take donations, but he self-funded his first campaign, I believe. Whatever. He's funny as hell. He went golfing with Bryson DeChambeau.
Nice.
And he's pretty good at golfing.
She's beat. There's no way she's winning.
Beat, and it's funny because she's Indian and I think her dad's Indian.
Dude,
and her
she's a
mother's
strong
Indian.
woman.
That's what she'll run on.
She's not going to let any man tell her what's what.
All I can see now is she's a minority and she's a woman, so all you have is misogyny and racism to run against.
Which is honestly good things to run against if you're running against Trump, because all the people who would be against Trump would be so into that.
Yeah.
So it's like...
I know. That would pump him up even
kind
more.
of makes sense. Well, on both sides. So, I mean, it works out good.
I don't think she's going to win simply because I don't believe that women support women as much as they should. I always use the WNBA as an example. We talked about this a few weeks ago.
Yeah, politics is a little different, but...
Yeah, but...
I don't know. Let's look at it this way. Like, New York, it doesn't matter who runs. It could be you. It could be The Rock. It could be fucking Kevin Hart. It could be Kamala Harris.
Don't tempt me, bro.
It could be anybody. It's going to be blue. It doesn't fucking matter who runs, really.
But we can change it.
Yeah, I'm not going
with a wave, with a red wave.
The only way I'm going into the booth for the first time in my life, I've never voted before, and I won't. And the only way I'll go into the booth is when Tom Brady runs. I don't care if he's Republican, Democrat, Green Party, Independent, doesn't matter. I'll go vote for him. Until then, I'm not voting.
Dude, last time I went to the booth, it's 4 years in between. I wrote my vote down and I walked out with my thing and I handed it to one of the workers.
Right.
And they were like,
but you weren't supposed to do that though, because they're not supposed to know. Right. They're not supposed to know.
Just looked at it
and it just says Kanye West.
I did vote for Kanye actually one of those times. He's great.
He's great.
He's king.
He's king.
Jesus.
Yeah. Great producer. Not the best rapper.
Who would you like to be? What rapper would you like to be president?
Come on.
No, disqualified.
No, come on.
He's
dude.
disqualified.
No, he's not disqualified.
Imagine him giving a speech.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah,
dude.
so Benzino.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Fuck everybody. Don't do drugs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does he say stuff like that now?
Yeah, I mean...
I'm not trying to get canceled up here.
Eminem doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He couldn't be president.
He's not ciphered, though. He did a cipher.
Trump is orange.
That's an awfully hot coffee pot, whatever.
He got fucking rocked for that, too. That was like when the world turned on Eminem. And you know what the best part is? He thought it was going to be the opposite. Like, he thought he was going to do that, and everyone was going to be like, yes, fuck Trump. Like, yeah. But even people who didn't
you just
like...
do the fight after Trump got hit? You just did the fight.
I did.
You're a fan.
But even people who didn't like Trump still hated Eminem for doing awfully hot coffee pot. Like, they still didn't like him.
It stuck in my head.
They were like, fuck him. I don't even care if he's right. I still hate it. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was a really weird thing.
One of the
craziest
craziest
in a parking garage? Was it like the VMAs?
BET Awards.
What's he doing there?
He was the only white guy. There was like 9 black guys behind him.
Why is he welcome there?
Because he's from Detroit.
I'm from Newfane.
No, you're not.
I am. I was born in Newfane.
Oh, shit.
So
we're not from Newfane.
Well, my body is from Newfane. That's where I was.
You're born and raised.
Resided.
Well, born, not raised, but I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways, I don't have a list this week.
I want to get into my alien story.
Tell your alien story.
Yes. So when I was 13, 14 years old, I lived in a house that was on a country road next to cornfields. This is during all the hype. Signs was in theaters.
Right. Crop circle shit.
So I'm sitting there with my sister, her boyfriend, and it's me. And we're sitting there and we hear this thing dragging in our lawn. It sounds like a pole being, like across the lawn.
Okay.
So I'm like, somebody's out there. And it's nothing. It's nothing,
Of course. What could it really be?
Right. A few minutes go by, we hear it again. But this time, it's really loud. It's like right next to the house. We call my parents. They come storming home. I meet them in the driveway, and we had a stone driveway.
Like a gravel pit?
Gravel pit driveway.
Wu-Tang Clan style?
There were shapes carved into this driveway.
Like what kind of shapes?
Triangles, parallel lines. It looked like it was so freaky that we called the cops.
What did the cops say?
So the cops came, and they go, it must have been a dog dragging.
Okay, a dog would not make fucking
That's what we
triangles,
said.
dude.
I could tell the cops were kind of like, what the hell? Maybe the kid did this on purpose to get some attention.
Right.
So they leave. Everything's calmed down. I believe it's a dog on a chain because that's what the adults tell me.
Yeah, but what about the shapes?
I'm just listening to the adults at that point.
The adults don't know. The adults don't want to scare the kids either.
Well, it gets scary.
They're trying to be rational. Okay, continue. Sorry.
So after a few minutes, everyone calms down. You know, we go in the living room, hang out. Eventually, everyone goes to bed. I go up to my room.
Mm-hmm.
About 20 minutes into me laying down, I hear the sound again. And my room overlooks the driveway. So I hear the sound again. You're going to think I'm nuts. You're going to think I'm absolutely crazy, but I know what I saw.
Anyone who watches this show already thinks you're nuts. They definitely think I'm nuts. So you were fine.
Macadamia. Anyway, I hear the sound again. I run down to my kitchen, which also overlooks the driveway, and I see this creature in my driveway, which I could only describe as a greyhound on its hind legs walking.
On two legs?
Yes, upright.
All right. How much did you smoke that day?
I was like 13 years old. I didn't smoke. I never did any drugs. And it scared the shit out of me. So I screamed, and then my whole family, all the lights go on. My stepdad runs down, tosses me a gun.
What?
I swear to God, this happened.
What kind of gun?
A shotgun, a 22, I think.
A shoddy snub nose?
Yeah, he had his gun, and we both went back into the driveway.
You were going to kill the greyhound walking on its two hind legs.
It wasn't a grey. Why would a greyhound be walking on its hind legs?
This whole story's
and
crazy.
when I screamed, it looked at me through the window, and it flipped me out. I'm getting chills even talking about it now. So we went out and like patrolled the cornfield. I swear to God,
this is nuts.
We called the cops back, and the cops came back.
Did you tell them about the greyhound?
I told them everything, and
what did they say? They didn't believe you, right?
No, not at all.
Right.
But I know what I saw,
which is kind of how I feel right now.
The thing was like 8'9". It looked like a greyhound on its hind legs.
Right.
That's all I can describe.
8'5". You 5'5".
That
Hold your head
scarred me
still.
for life. That scarred me for life. I slept in the living room on the ground for like maybe the next week, and then eventually we moved, and I felt better.
I'm trying to think of instantly my take on this is like I'm trying to think of logically what it actually was that made you think you saw
A demon, man. It had to be a demon.
I've never had a supernatural alien type experience like that, so I can't really relate. That sounds fucked up.
It's very scary.
And it's impossible for me to really put myself in your shoes and imagine what that was like because, again, I've never felt anything like that before. There's no explaining that. I'm just trying to think, like, what must it have been that you saw that made you think it was a greyhound?
A really tall dog.
Was it like a kangaroo?
It was taller than a kangaroo. It was really tall. It was really tall.
That's fucked up, dude. That's all I got for you.
Anyone in my family, I've been consistent with this for 20 years.
I can't believe as a 13-year-old, like, your stepdad threw you a gun and you guys went out and
used to go hunting
patrolled.
and stuff. So he knew. He knew that scream because that's a scream of, like, terrified.
So you were fucked up over it.
I was fucked. I still am, and I still have instances where even 2 July 4ths ago, I felt my leg on fire. And
you look down and it's like actually on fire. Like,
well, it felt like it, and I was sitting next to Ashley, and I pulled my leg up, and we watched 3 claw marks just appear on my leg. So I think there's some type of demon thing that.
Okay, so Mike's haunted, basically.
I'm haunted. I swear to God, I'm haunted.
Mike's fucking haunted.
Or I'm nuts.
He's got weird spirits in his domain.
Yeah, and they attach themselves to you and they leech onto you and make you do crazy napkin stuff.
Fucking crazy.
Anyway,
that's how
sorry,
that went
that
down.
was like the paranormal part of the
That's
episode.
insane. I mean, I don't even know where to go with that. Like, I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's just like,
Have you seen an alien?
no, and that's the thing. I've not had anything like that happen. Anything like that in my life that's ever happened was me making it up to like try and sound like something scary happened, but it didn't actually happen, but I made it up. Like, I remember one time I rode to Sheezy's house on my bike, and I was riding there, and I just decided to ride there all fast and run in the house, and I was like, yo, this guy just fucking chased me. I made the whole
Just
thing
made it up?
I made the entire thing up.
That's awesome.
This guy just chased me on my bike. I had to, like, run in. I threw my bike on the ground. I ran inside. I don't know why he was chasing me, but, like, the whole thing was made up. And everybody in the house was like, oh, my God, we got to go look for him.
But it's not like you were like, yeah, and I dropped him, I hit him, knocked him out, cool.
Well, that's what I would say now.
See, if you said that, they'd be like,
No,
I
they would
don't
be
know.
like, well, that makes sense. He's got
but
the
as
hands.
a kid, wait, did you just want to go hang there?
I was already going to hang there, and I was
Oh.
riding my bike there, and I was just like, you know what would be funny? If I just told them that a guy chased me while I'm riding my bike, and then I actually started riding really fast and acting like a guy was chasing me, and then the way I sold it, like the way I jumped off
threw
my
the bike.
let the bike go, right? So the bike's still rolling and then tips over. I ran in the door, ran upstairs, like, dude, this fucking guy, he came out of his house and just started chasing me on my bike. So I ditched my bike, I came upstairs, I don't know what the fuck happened. The whole thing was made up. I made the entire thing up.
Everyone got together and said, let's get him.
None of them know that was made up until just now. Well, they probably did know. They were probably like, he's making this up. But all right, we'll
Why
entertain
would you
it.
make it up?
Yeah, right. Why would you make it up unless you were
But
fucked
on my
up?
way here, actually, oh, you drove me. I can't even lie.
Yeah, you're beat.
Yeah, but you weren't looking. In the rear view, there was a dude with a knife trying to stab me.
That's kind of what I said. I was like, this guy came out of his house and then just started chasing after me. So I just took off and I just fucking ditched the bike, ran inside, ran upstairs. It was just a complete made up story. So I used to do shit like that where like life was boring and not cool shit happened, and cool shit that I wanted to happen, I would just make it up so that it seemed
All
like
my
it happened.
lies are always wishes.
Your shit sounds like some shit that you really feel like happened.
Oh, it scarred me.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had any experiences like that. I mean, I can't even.
I take UFOs and aliens very seriously. Any of those Mars Attacks was one of the scariest movies I've ever seen.
I've never seen Mars Attacks.
We got to watch it together one of these nights.
Let's watch it tonight. We can't go to the chop shop. It's going to be closed probably.
I mean, that's not necessarily untrue.
I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. I will say this. I have a few shout-outs to give out. Melissa Cutway, shout-outs. She watched all 5 of our episodes, gave us very good feedback, said it was
What's good, Cutway?
amazing. I got to give a shout-out to Michael, Big Michael, Andy, and Angelo for helping me move. I got to give a shout-out to Craig Money for helping me and being
Supportive.
the guy. I got to give a shout-out to Reens for doing the same. And then I got to give a shout-out to Pink Calculus for riding with us on the weekly. Like, she
on,
could have dropped off by now, and she literally said on that picture that I posted, she was like, you guys might have to do 2 episodes a week. I'm addicted, which is just so crazy to me. So am I, though. I watch the shit almost every night.
Oh, that's why our views are so high.
I couldn't stop. Like, there's just things that happen that are so funny. Like when you said Eminem was cheap, and like when I brought it up to you, and you were supposed to be like, yeah, but I didn't mean it though, and you were like, he is cheap. That was funny. And then also when you were like, when we were talking about the napkin situation, you're like, yeah, it wouldn't be my goal to do that. Well, actually, I can't do that. So
Right.
you like really.
Well,
yeah.
sometimes when I sit here, I get a little bachelor rest.
Shit
You
gets
know
a little
what
crazy.
I'm saying.
New single coming, Bachelor Lifestyle, dropping soon.
Yeah, it is dropping soon. Next week, maybe we'll do a cipher right here.
I'm down to do a cipher.
I got a fun music topic now that we're on that.
Okay.
Who do you think the best pop punk band was of the late 90s, early 2000s? You got your obvious Blink 182.
Does AFI count? I mean, they went that way, but they weren't like that initially. I would go with AFI unless you're not counting that. When they did Miss Murder and that White album with the rabbits on it,
Girls
that
Gone
was
Gray or something?
no, that was on Sing the Sorrow. When they did December Underground with Miss Murder,
I didn't even consider them.
that's who I would pick. That's when they went radio pop. But if you're not going to include them, I would probably say Bill Maher's favorite band, Green Day.
Really?
Probably.
You like Green Day?
I love Dookie. That's one of my
Anything else?
Dookie. Well, no, but Dookie was one of my Dookie was one of my favorite. Like when I was 5 years old, I was obsessed with Dookie.
I loved Dookie, and then American Idiot canceled it out.
Yeah, there's good songs on there, but they're cheap. They are cheap, but
They are cheap. I was gonna go with my favorite was Sum 41 of that era.
they're up there. They're very good. They have a lot of great songs. I would pick Green Day just because of how important Dookie was to me. Like Dookie was one of the first albums I liked in my life.
And they use pronouns first.
Some of my
Remember? She. Yeah.
Boom, dum, 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 dum. Yeah, so some of my first memories are of listening to Dookie, being at Skateland, hearing When I Come Around. I remember my cousin, Brandon Ferrazzi.
Very Italiano.
Yeah, we are Italiano.
Should have been
on one side.
Brandino Ferrazzi.
He got me a Green Day shirt, but it was way too big. Him and my cousin Jason went to a concert. My cousin Jason ended
It
up...
was way too big. Why were concert shirts always so big?
I know, especially back then. They were like all XLs. That's like all you could get. And I was like 5 years old. But he got me a Green Day shirt, and we were at my grandma's, and he gave me the shirt, and then like we were playing football out back, and like he got grass stains on his khakis, and he was all pissed. Random memory that just...
Grass stains on his khakis.
They were green. They were green. It was a Green Day for him.
Yeah, it kind of works.
Yeah. I loved Green Day growing up. American Idiot was kind of cheap. That's when I kind of went off. And what they've done since has been even worse.
I don't even know a song.
But Dookie is a seminal... Seminal sounds like it's like semen related.
Florida
like it's
Seminoles?
seminal fluids. It's a sentimental...
Yeah, that's my dirty talk.
Yeah, it's
Get my seminal fluid on.
It's a benchmark album, I guess. Would be a way to
Yeah,
say
it is for that genre. In the
Dookie's
'94 too. It's pretty early.
Yeah, and it was like part grunge.
And
but
then he got
it had
fat
funk.
for like an album. Remember
Yeah.
that?
Well, that
Or,
yeah,
like chubby.
mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, Insomniac wasn't that good, just as far as I remember.
Having trouble.
Maybe it's like one of the best albums ever, but yeah, it wasn't that good to me. But if I had to pick out of that pool of bands, I think AFI and Sum 41 are good picks. But AFI, you have to put that caveat on because they went pop punk eventually in 2006. But before that, they were more like, they weren't even underground. Actually, they were on like Madden.
Yeah, they had Leaving Song.
That was on Madden, so fuck them.
I never even heard the Leaving Song Part 1. What was
Did that even ever exist? Was
had
there
to.
even? But it might not have. It might just have just been a part 2.
Another thing I was thinking about when I was thinking about this topic, Good Charlotte, they had a song called The Anthem.
They're up there too. To be honest with you.
And then Blink has The Anthem. I'm sure there's like 7 other bands that have a song called
And
The
Anthem. Yes. You think? I can't think of any.
Well, there's a bunch. You can tell.
There
We already have
definitely
2 examples, so that should sell.
I'm sure the song that goes boom boom boom, and then we're about to say way-oh, that's probably called The Anthem.
If I had to look that up, I'd type in boom
Boom,
boom
boom,
boom.
boom.
Was about
To say
way-oh.
way-oh,
Well,
yeah.
I don't think was about to
Boom
say.
boom boom, and then we go with J-A-O. Yeah-oh.
Everybody up and down.
That song's crazy.
Is he one of those guys like Shaggy who has a fake accent?
Probably. He did it for the clout.
Shaggy's from like Connecticut.
Yeah.
Life is one the bigger body when you're two.
Ethan Randall does a great Angel cover.
Which guy?
Shaggy's version.
How come Shaggy gets the credit for that song?
Right, he's like, he doesn't do any of the hard
It doesn't
parts
say
at all.
like featuring Miguel Ricardo.
Right. It doesn't. It just says Shaggy. He's not
I
even
would be
featured.
Pissed.
So
if
would I.
was-
He did all the legwork on that. He did all the heavy lifting.
Yeah, and then the guy gets the hook.
Yeah, it's fucking
So
fucked
when
up.
Monster by Eminem and Rihanna comes out, it's a Rihanna song to me.
Right, it's just Eminem.
Eminem shouldn't get
Eminem
credit.
the monster.
He shouldn't get credit.
I wanted the fame, but not the cup of Newsweek. Oh, well,
Oh.
I guess beggars can't be choosy.
Now he can be choosy because he is a beggar again.
He did rock Taylor Swift.
He
though.
did, and I don't even care about Taylor
So,
Swift.
I didn't even read the story. I just read the headline, and it said that Eminem ends Taylor Swift's #1 Billboard streak with the death of Slim Shady, which is awesome. Because fuck Taylor Swift.
It's a combination of her being on that for probably like 8 years.
Right. She's probably had albums like...
But no one
because
else has
what
done it.
she did that was insane, and I said this to someone recently who was a big Taylor Swift fan, and they think that I'm full of shit, but I don't care because it's a conspiracy theory I have. So she did this thing where all of her music came out, and then she acted like there was this big rift between her and her label, and she had to re-record all her songs.
Yeah,
so
I
all of her
remember that.
songs came out as like Taylor's version.
That's what
That's one of the biggest money-making
Yes.
schemes to ever happen. And the fact that all the Taylor fans bought into that and rebought all the music. That's a straight up scamola, dude.
It is.
That's how come that's never happened to any other artist ever?
Well, can I say something? It's funny because Eric brought this up to me. Our road dog. Eric,
Our road dog.
He mentioned there's a new Beatles remastering coming out, and I'm like, how good can they make it sound?
And
like,
how
this is
could
the
they-
15th time they've done this.
Right, they've done remasters already. It'd be one thing if it was the original masters and this was the first.
Is it going to
reissue.
just play in your head? You don't
right?
even need
Like,
headphones.
what else can they do?
It can't sound any better
Exactly.
unless they re-record it now and AI all the voices.
And it wouldn't sound better. It would sound worse because they were using all
It would
analog
sound
equipment
better,
back
way
then.
better.
Right.
Because it's all AI.
So yeah, that's another scam scheme.
I just disagreed with you.
I think Taylor's version is a complete scam scheme, and I'll fight any of the Swifties on that. Come for us.
I think Taylor should be open for Paramore, but whatever puts asses in the seats. I
Yeah,
guess.
whatever, dude. I mean, she's cool and shit. There was that one random song that somebody ripped her off bad because there was that song playing the other day.
Olivia Rodrigo?
No, it wasn't her.
Oh, the Paramore. You're talking
It
about
wasn't
Taylor
Paramore
Swift.
either. Yeah, no, yeah. Taylor Swift has a clone, and
Chappelle Roan, maybe?
there was this song. It wasn't her either.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Yes, Sabrina Carpenter. The song was playing on the radio or on the aux thing, and I was like, Mike, we're not listening to Taylor Swift. I'm changing this right now. And I went over, and it was like Sabrina Carpenter, blah, blah, blah. And it sounded exactly like Taylor Swift, like the biggest ripoff I've ever heard.
I agreed. I was like, yeah, you can put it on.
It was like Sabrina Carpenter Taylor's version. That's how fucking ripoff it was. But then I was like, oh, it's not Taylor Swift. Fuck it. I guess we'll leave it on.
Yeah, whatever. So
I didn't care how it sounded. All I
Yeah.
cared about was that it was actually her. And it wasn't her, so we left it on,
Exactly.
and we listened to the rest of it.
You just don't like strong women.
Yeah, pretty much. But I'll knock all of them out, line them up.
He said that.
Yeah, line 'em
not
up.
me. We just got to not become the next fighter in the kid. That's all I'm asking.
It's not going to happen. We will never be
Who's
like
on that show, by the way?
That is Schaub and what's his name there? The guy from Old School.
Well, Brian Callen.
Brian Callen.
So we don't.
The
have
man's
There's
man.
no beef with them.
The
There is-
man dragon.
There is some beef with another YouTuber.
Oh, yeah, Maven. Fuck Maven.
You know, that's all you got to say about Maven?
All I got to say about Maven is he can shine his bald head up because I'm going to drop kick him in the face.
Don't drop kick him in the face because he's got some Maven bomb or
If
whatever.
Maven wants to come at us, he can come at us.
Maven, you are not a good podcaster, YouTuber.
What you do that's cheap is you do these thumbnails. Obviously, that ugly fat guy that's running your YouTube, he thinks that it's like 2016. So you like it'll be like, how much did I really get paid for SmackDown shows? And you'll be like holding money and be like,
Yeah, well, I was bad with my money.
It's like,
but I was
dude-
a young man.
it's like, dude, that's how you did thumbnails in 2016.
Yes.
Nobody does thumbnails like that anymore. So seeing Maven do those cheap ass thumbnails, it's like this YouTube guy hit him up and saw a gold mine.
He was always a few years behind Maven.
Well, I mean, a couple of jokers coming after me, but I'm not worried about that.
Just some YouTube guys.
Some YouTube jokers, man.
How
I could deal with Chris Benoit.
Maven has a number.
That'd be sick.
He would be like a guy you could Google his number. You know what I mean?
Right, to like get in touch with him for bookings.
Yeah. Let's
Like
see if we can book him.
MavenHuffman@gmail.com.
Maven Huffman booking.
I don't know. I actually like Maven, so it's going to be hard for me to beef with him. But
Well, I'm beefing with him.
if we
you're
could get
not.
some clout off that, I'm all for it. I'll do anything for the clout.
What happened to Maven? That's what all whatever comes up here.
Right. Those links are from before last year,
All right,
before he
well,
started his
We'll
YouTube.
find Maven's number one of these days and give him a call, get him on the show.
Yeah, we'll do a little prank ski to Maven.
Do you guys remember Maven?
No, they won't remember Maven.
Oh, well, look up Maven Huffman.
He was the first winner of Tough Enough, which was the reality show back when the WWE was popular and a pop culture phenomenon. On MTV, they did a show called Tough Enough where these hopefuls would try to become wrestlers. The eventual winner was Maven. He got inserted into the WWE when it was at its peak, and he's bald.
That's one of his traits.
Yes.
He's bald. No one says that about Stone Cold.
And he gets his eyebrows manicured.
he has some wicked eyebrows.
He gets a manicure.
Now
He
I'm
gets
starting
a
to feel
manicure.
bad for him that I even said a bad word.
I honestly think he's great. I think he's a really cool guy, but if he wants to beef with us, we can.
That's a challenge.
I'll throw it down
Maven.
with anybody. Like I said, if you end up in a situation where you and Ashley break up and she ends up with Eminem, I'll fucking beef with Shady on a record with you.
All right, and here's another thing. Maven knows Lance Storm, and you know Lance Storm.
That's true. I'm probably actually tighter with Lance Storm than he is.
So you should message Lance.
I could message Lance.
We'll fly to Calgary.
I message Lance every once in a while. The last time I tried to message him, it was cheap. He like got off Twitter. So like he was on like Threads. So I had to open up a Threads account just to hit him up. And I was like, "What's up, Lance? Like, how you doing? Like, remember me?" And he was like, yeah. I was like, "So I'm thinking about getting back into the game," which I'm not. And I've like every like 6 months I'll be like, "Yeah, I should really do it," but it'll never happen. I'm never gonna do it. And I was like, where should I go in the U.S.? Like, I'm gonna like pick up and move somewhere to like wrestle at 33.
Yeah, you got to go to the Southern Territories.
It's literally never gonna fucking happen. It's never gonna fucking happen. But I do like at least knowing that Lance Storm knows me.
Yeah,
Like that was worth the $3,000 for the camp, just
To
so
have
that
a
I can
friend
get
for
in
life.
touch with Lance Storm. Yeah.
Well, don't turn your back.
If I can be serious for a second, Lance Storm's a real one. Great fucking athlete too. He was like 48 when he was teaching our class, and he was a better athlete than everyone in the class. He was running circles around all of us,
Yeah.
throwing that high drop kick. Absolute beast.
Another thing him and Maven have in common, besides knowing you.
You know what he did too? This is gonna sound cheap. That's one of my catchphrases now, along with what are my other catchphrases? I figured them out last night. For me, I say that a lot. For me, it's blah 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 blah, and then I also say, and I'll say this. I say that a lot too. But here's one of my other catchphrases. This is gonna sound cheap, but he used to always pull me into the ring when he wanted to show how to do something. I don't know if it's because he could trust me or because I was the tallest guy or because I had swag.
Were you the tallest guy there?
Yeah, I was, which was nuts. I thought I was going to walk in and it was going to be like 6'6",
Monsters.
250. Dude, it was little tykes.
Wow.
I was the biggest guy. So imagine how Lance felt. He was like, I got to fucking close this school down. This is ridiculous. But anyway, he used to always pull me in the ring to demo shit. So one time he threw me off the ropes to show a like Shawn Michaels style flying forearm. He fucking rocked my ass. And he's known as like a safe worker who hits everything really light. Like if you watch his chair shots, like they're notoriously light. He blasted me, dude. He stiffed the fuck out
You didn't
of
think
me.
about suing?
I didn't say anything. Because
Oh,
I was
you
like,
just
oh,
got up and took
I'm in the
it?
business now. I got to just take, yeah. I was like,
Yeah, well, I went to Bob Holly's wrestling school.
oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that
We weren't
shit.
allowed to say anything.
Fuck that shit. Bob Holly's a real
He
blue
used to
collar.
bully rookie.
He would just stomp out people on Tough Enough and like bloody their mouth. Yeah, that's part of the business. He can't handle it.
Yeah,
He
you
needs to go
can't
home
do
to his
that.
mom.
Yeah, you
It's
don't-
like,
you
dude,
not-
this show's on TV. Like, you can't beat people up and like bloody their lip. This kid's like 17. Well, hell, when I was coming up, that was how we had to do it. It was like, dude, yeah, but now it's on MTV.
We also
so
don't
it's like,
beat our kids
right,
anymore.
You can't just like beat up people for real. We did it a couple times, but I don't know.
Yeah, I usually beat people up.
Should I check where we're at?
Yeah, let's check.
All right. I never can tell. I
It's
always
not a chore.
not at all. Not at all. I do think this is going to be the weirdest episode yet.
Our energy is flabbergasting.
It's crazy. It's really weird. I think we're at about an hour or so.
$1.80.
About. That would be nuts. $1.80. So what's on the docket moving forward? I mean, we got more episodes to come in a new location, which is going to be exciting, obviously.
There's talk of me doing an episode with my shirt off and suspenders on only.
Was there talk about that?
I've been talking about it.
There's even talk about you wanting me. I don't know if
I
it's
can't
true.
remember the next lyric.
Yeah, me neither. I was trying to think where to go from there.
He's got another hit, that Mark Anthony guy.
Does he really?
Yeah, he does.
I don't remember that.
I can't. I'm getting Enrique mixed up with him now.
The shitty part is that once we stop, we don't get to talk again for another week. So anything that we were thinking needs to be said now.
Yeah, well, I just want to say God bless America.
I want to say the same. I'm proud to be an American, or at least I know I'm free.
I'm not going to keep doing the song.
That song was cheap. How about that guy like capitalizing on the moment? Like in getting that hit out there.
Oh, Tom McDonald.
That shit was on
we slightly
no, not
mentioned
that
him.
one. No, not him. He's fucking cheap. I'm talking about the guy who came out with the song after 9/11 that was like, and I'm proud to be an American where at least I know I'm free.
Isn't that Len Green or Lee Greenwood?
Dude,
I
it
thought
was-
that came out in like the 70s.
Oh, was it like it got re-picked up after the tragedy?
I don't know. They use it for every.
I thought he came out with
I
that
gotta
shit.
figure this out now.
You know what song I'm talking about, though? That shit was
Yeah.
on the radio
Where
more
is
than
the
Eminem,
love?
dude.
Where's the love? That's
no,
what
that's
you're
not the
talking about.
one. That's not the one.
What's wrong with the world, mama? Being a man, boom, damn, boom,
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
God bless the USA. It came
And I
out-
proudly stand up next.
Yeah, it came out in 1984. That's when the fireworks go off.
Yes, the red, white, and blue streamers and shit.
That's my shit.
Oh my god! So I didn't know that. I thought that he was like a Tom McDonald style guy who like saw the tragedy.
You thought he wrote that?
Right. I thought
amazing
I
hit?
thought as soon as he saw the plane go into the tower, he was like, grabbed his acoustic and was like, "This is my time to
No.
shine."
There was like a new metal. There was a new metal song that came out after 9/11 that had Fred Durst, Aaron Lewis.
Okay, you can't do like a new metal patriotic.
They did.
You can't-
Look it up. It's a
you can't-
9/11.
you can't do
It's
that.
kind of like a what's going on when they had all those.
Yes, when they get like all 90
Yeah,
people.
we all just happened to be in New York
Right.
City, so.
we all got together.
Did you watch the We Are the World documentary on Netflix?
I didn't watch the documentary.
Watch it. It is hilarious.
But remember, they did two versions of We Are the World. There's the original that's the good one with like Michael Jackson and like Freddie Mercury and like actual stars. And then they tried to do it again after like a hurricane. And it was like Justin Bieber and like Ludacris.
Oh, yeah.
It was cheap.
Why-
It was cheap.
Was he going to rap on it?
Yeah, it was cheap, dude. It was really cheap.
Yeah, that's super cheap. Oh, speaking of super cheap stuff and Netflix, tomorrow Dirty Pop comes out on Netflix.
Oh,
I'm not
shit.
plugging it, but it is going to be a boy band.
I'm going to be taking a look at that. We all know that we fuck with boy bands hard body. We'll be caught singing on the low, doing a little dance performance, doing the Egyptian shit, doing all
You know,
that.
something happened at work the other day when Backstreet Boys were playing over the speaker, and I was eavesdropping on a conversation, and this lady goes, "Is this NSYNC?" And everyone agreed at the table.
Oh my God, you let that slide?
I couldn't be like, actually, guys.
You didn't say anything?
I couldn't.
See, that's the difference between me and you. What's the difference
I knew
between...
that was coming. I'm not going to be like, yo, nah, man.
I
Backstreet.
would have.
That's all Backstreet.
I would have been like, guys, listen, I have to be professional.
Yeah, and then they drive home, and they're like, what the fuck is
One
that?
star review.
What's up with that weird dude who cared about,
Right, why did he say anything?
what did he say, 98 degrees?
Yeah, well, why would he say LFO? I don't even know what the fuck he said. That guy's weird.
Yeah, that was fucking weird.
And why did he try to give me his number on a napkin?
He stamped it on mine. Custom stamps. We sell the stamps there.
I want to get the stamp made just because it's such a funny fucking thing.
Well, you
But
should.
when those buses come in, dude, it's Stamp City, dude. I don't give a fuck.
Well, you better start.
You better start giving a fuck because I got to take the fall.
Yeah.
I just hope to God everything went well today. Honest to God. All jokes aside.
Everything did go well.
It took me fucking 90 minutes to just wrap the bow up on the plate.
Wrap a buffalo chicken wrap up.
I couldn't even, like, I was trying to do it fast and I just couldn't get it done.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to have to start calling you Albert.
all I was thinking was, like, if I fuck something up, like, that's what it's going to be like. Like,
Let's get Albert on the podcast. Let's call him.
Call him.
Make
Call
him
him
say
right now.
hi right now.
Call Albert. Albert's our boy, 17-year-old young stunner. He's running the kitchen right now. He's that boy. He's all into rims and
How do you
shit.
think this is going to go?
I have no idea.
Shit. I don't know if this is
Every
professional.
day you ask me if I have his number, and I don't. So hopefully you have it. Yeah, everybody blocks us. Nobody wants to talk to us.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Well,
He probably has you blocked because it's like just in case like you needed.
I need to call
Right, yeah.
him in. Or
It's like fuck that.
yeah,
I'm,
because I called him yesterday. I'm like,
Ah.
where'd you put that chicken?
I'm not letting that happen again. I'm blocking him
You're
right
going to
away.
start blocking me.
Fuck that.
Well, I don't know, man. That was going to be my prank for the week, but
We don't have to do it every week.
no, we shouldn't do it every
Yeah.
week because eventually people are going to catch on to
Right.
stuff.
We don't have to do it every week.
And he wasn't even going to be a prank. I just wanted him to say hi, really.
Plus tonight's kind of like it's the after dark version of the Twin Towers. So it's like, it's a little
almost
different.
an intermission episode. But
That
with
makes
more
it sound
energy.
like it's cheap. Yeah,
No,
that
we've
makes,
had
that makes
more
it sound like
energy.
you should have skipped over it and not watched it at all.
Well, at least it's over an hour into it.
Right,
where I
if they
said
made
that.
it to that point, then we're good.
All we need is 30 seconds.
Exactly.
guys.
30 seconds is all we need. And I said this last week, and nobody did it. So I'm going to stop asking for shit. I'm not posting shit on my Instagram and asking for shit. I'm not asking for shit on the YouTube. Comment if you want. Like if you want. Fuck it. I don't give a shit.
Well, I do care.
We've gotten this far by not giving a fuck. And we're going to keep going this far by not giving a fuck.
You don't give a fuck.
Right.
I care a lot. I care a lot about what's going on in Palestine and Israel right now. Also, the war in Ukraine.
I didn't know there was anything going on there. I do know about Ukraine, though, and I'm not going to tell the story this week, but I'll tell the story next week of why I know that.
Oh, God. Don't tell me someone got a hold of a napkin.
Basically, it's in that same vein
A
of shit.
Ukrainian woman?
Yes.
No.
Yes. OnlyFans.
I had a Russian woman messaging me for like a good year over email, and I knew she was fake, but I enjoyed the company, so we just kept going back and forth.
So I've been slowly and tentatively dipping my feet into fucking with people on OnlyFans.
But you have to pay them, right?
No, a lot of them, you will subscribe to their page for free, and then they hit you with posts where you have to pay. Like it'll be like subscribe for free, and then you'll get an inbox the next day, and it'll be like, Daddy filled my whole shit like that, right? And it'll be like $19.99, like whatever.
It's so disgusting.
It's fucking gross, dude. It's like so vulgar.
I
and
want everything
gory.
silent.
Right? It's like I want soft core. Like I take my shirt off. That's all I do.
I don't want anyone to describe anything. That's why I enjoy
I don't want anything described. I just want to see the visuals of a girl by herself.
Yeah, what if she burps when she's talking and it ruins the whole mood?
Oh, God. That wouldn't be good.
Yeah, don't think too hard about it.
So anyway, there's this war-torn girl who's like trying to feed her family. They don't even have clean water. She told me the whole story.
Oh, so she wants some money?
Yes, exactly. I sent her a $15 tip. For nothing. I didn't get anything for it. But after I heard the sob story about her she could have been making the whole thing up.
Oh.
She does look Ukrainian, though. But that's not the girl I'm fucking with most. There's this other girl that I'm fucking with even more than that. But I've said enough. I exposed myself enough tonight already. I don't want to get into my OnlyFans shit.
Yeah, I can't wait for the thumbnail where you're like this.
Yeah, exactly.
It says, Cody exposes himself.
Maven-style thumbnail. I don't know.
You should edit the thumbnail to make it look like your eyebrows are like Maven's.
I will hope that no one ever sees me like that. And we already talked about being bald, and I don't look like Maven when I'm bald, so let's be honest. He pulls it off, but...
It's time to spark this blunt, yo.
Yeah, it is. C-butts out. So, that means it's time to wrap up, and for the record, and I feel like this is the same spiel every single time, but over 300 views last week. Crazy. Can't believe it. I know we're going to peak at some point. I hope it's not next week.
What you peeking at?
Facts.
I'm going to make some food. Ha!
The rap laugh. Stories to tell. We're not done yet. We got a long way to go. We might be here next week. We will be here next week because it'll be the 30th. So it'll be the last day here. We'll do the last one here, episode 7. It's kind of fucked up too because I did the numbering scheme after the Twin Snakes episode. So even it says, like, this one will say the Twin Towers Pod episode 11, but it's really episode 6. So you have to have like a key to like figure it out.
It's all good.
Anyways,
all good.
we appreciate you.
I'm not good at math either.
We love you. We care about you. We want to be there for you. If you're a Ukrainian girl and you don't have clean water and you're trying to feed your family, all you have to do is reach out.
Stop sending your money overseas. We need stuff here, right in this community right now. I don't see you coming out in our community, marching around, helping out the homeless.
If you're just a guy or a girl that just needs entertainment and laughs, hopefully we brought that to you. I apologize to the napkin girl. I probably crossed the line. If not then tonight.
She's going to burst through the wall like the Kool-Aid man.
I'm stronger than I look. Okay, apparently you are.
Whole house
You
down.
just fucking broke through my fucking wall. Anyways, my apologies to her. My apologies to anyone else who I've rocked in the past 3 weeks, and my apologies for the next 3 weeks of who I'm going to rock, because there's going to be more people rocked. But as we rock people, we're going to be letting you know how it went down. My apologies for a weird...
All right, dude.
And I want to say
You're apologizing to everyone in the world right now.
I don't want to get canceled.
You can't. You already said what you said.
That's true. All right. I think we've said enough. I hope this episode turns out good.
Fix
Again,
your face.
as always,
That's my new saying.
I have no fucking idea. Was it good?
I think it's going to be way better than we think it's going to be.
Okay. Because the bar is pretty low for how I think it's going to be. So it's got to be.
There's a lot of
click.
clickbait potential on this one.
Shout outs to Albert.
Does Cody hate women?
No, I love them.
Cody apologizes,
But I'll knock them
profusely.
all out.
Mike saw an alien?
Put them in line. I'll knock them out. I'm the knockout
Put
king.
your ducks in a row. I'll throw them back in the pond, bro.
All right. For Mikey Blaze, I'm codeezie. Twin Towers Podcast, episode 6.
Bon appetit,
Bon apple tea. We'll catch you next week.
bitches.